Hello everyone, welcome to Homeschool Autism Life. My name is Jamie. Today's video, as promised, I wanted to share Darrion's program, and I am going to treat you as if you are somebody who's coming into our home to do the program with Darrion. It's going to be called Darrion's program because I am not sure about the possible copyright issues that might still exist, but I know I'm allowed to share this with my volunteers, and so I am going to share it with trying to make sure that I do not breach any confidentiality issues. The idea for this is not my own. I will leave a link down to a book I believe you can still get on Amazon if you want more information from a primary source. But in the meantime, the point of this is whether you are doing a program, quote unquote, with your child, or you just want ideas and understanding of autism, I have found that when I went through this program, it clarified so much for me in the world of autism, what it means as a parent, how to be loving and accepting, and to not question my own thoughts about how my son does things or doesn't do things. Like, there was so much in this that was helpful for me, and so I want to share it with you for that purpose and that purpose only. So I made these sheets for any volunteer that came into my home because I really wanted to make sure that they had the proper training, they had the opportunity to understand Darrion as well. And I'm so thankful to say that every volunteer we've had made huge help with Darrion in a variety of different manners. And so that's why I wanted to share this now that that program is kind of shuttered. And I feel like if it's here for you guys, then you can take the bull by the horns if you so desire through the book that I will leave linked down below. But also, it might just be good information for you if you are just starting your autism journey. Your child was just diagnosed, like whatever the case may be. I wanted to make sure that it was available. And I again will leave a link down to their YouTube channel, which I think will still be there. I haven't double checked that, but I'm pretty sure YouTube's forever, right? So the big reason why I wanted to share this was to be able to understand in a world where you get that diagnosis, you get wave after wave of negative information. Your child's not going to do this, your child's not going to do that, don't expect them to do this, that, or the other thing. And it's just big and scary, and you're like, oh my goodness, like our lives are never going to be the same. That is true. However, there's a lot of joy and a lot of goodness in this if you are looking for it. And I found with the school system and the medical system, they were looking for all of the bad things. And that essentially is what this whole channel was about. Was I was like, there will be somebody online sharing the good. And that was what I wanted to do. So the big things that I share with my volunteers is that it must be reliable and consistent. All the stuff that you do for these kids, the point and the purpose of it is to give them a safe space, a safe landing zone, a place where they can feel like they're going to learn and grow, and they have the ability to do that, because if they're in fight or flight all the time, they're not going to do so well. And so you, even in your regular parenting gig, are deploying the things we're going to talk about in these next series of videos so that they can thrive, essentially. So your attitude in a playroom setting, at the table, in the van, always has to be this sort of thing, which we'll talk about. So be accepting. It means not judgmental, having an open mind about your child's behaviors, about your parenting, because you are also going through a journey that your typical parenting gig is not. Yeah, the books were not written for us. They were written for typically developing kids, and even then, I would say sometimes they miss the boat. Um, and be accepting of yourself as well. Parenting a child with autism is fraught with a whole bunch of I don't knows. Maybe I'm doing the right thing, maybe I'm not. Hopefully, I'm not failing. Am I doing this correctly? Even when I was in the program itself, I felt very insecure about it, that I was doing it right. And I thought many times about maybe trying to go down to visit, and I just could never afford it. And there was never going to be. So the biggest thing is if you're leading with love and acceptance, you're doing the best that you can, and being accepting of I still don't do it perfectly, and I've been doing it for several years now. uh, oh, my neighbors got home. Um, it's a huge thing. It's a huge thing to undertake, and it's okay if you don't always get it right. And yeah, so be accepting. And so much of it is the fun of this program is getting to know your child, in a way that you maybe never have before. The other part of this program that's a huge, Darrion's program, is to be have imagination, be silly, goofy, and entertaining. The point is inspiring your child to want to be around people. And when we're talking about that, yeah, but the for most autistic children, being around the talking community, if you have a child who's not verbal, it's very uncomfortable, because they demand that you talk to them. They want to hear your point of view. You want them to talk back to you, and it's uncomfortable for them. We're also very like straight laced, and when you're dealing with children, just children in general, being silly and goofy and young makes you far more acceptable, or accessible is what I'm trying to say, to them. If you are adult all the time, they're not there. There's just nothing really there to draw them in. And so being young at heart is a huge part of this. They also talked about having energy and excitement and enthusiasm. So, and not falsely so. So when I go to the playroom and hang out with my son, um, there are days where I'm tired. There are days. There are days where I'm tired, or there are days where I'm just not feeling it. And I purposely have to put myself in the place of this is him and me time, and I want him to feel excited and motivated and enjoy spending time with me. And so if I have to eke out a little bit of energy to hang out with him in a place where there's no screens, and I've set up a place where we have all of his toys, all of his favorite toys. I read him stories. We play with his ball. We do all of the things that he enjoys. And it's a zone where he gets to say, I always get to say yes. If he wants me to say silly words, I say silly words. If he wants me to bounce and play bounce with him, that's what I do. I usually am in there for about an hour or two, and you know that there's times where maybe, you know, you've set up times with your friends, and you're like, okay, I don't have the energy today, but I'm going to do it because I don't know when the next time I'm going to be able to hang out with these friends. That's kind of the energy that I put on when I'm doing the playroom with Darrion. And it's oftentimes I do it when he asks for it, which means he needs it. So, that's page one, friends. That is page one. The point of this program is to make a world where, or a place in your home or in your household that is designed specifically for your child. It doesn't have to be its own separate space. We have it in Darrion's bedroom. But it's a place where there are no screens, so my phone doesn't go in there most times unless he sneaks it in. It's a place where there's no TV. We could listen to music if we so desired, but generally it's a place where it's just one-on-one, and we are playing and having fun, and we do what he wants to do. But I have books in there. I have maybe I will leave a link down below if I can find it, of our sunrise, our our program room. I think it's hidden deep enough in this where it won't cause any issues, and I'm not big enough to cause any issues. But our room that we made on their recommendations, that were really focused on the things that Darrion would find most interesting. And like I said, there may be things on their YouTube channel that you might be able to filter if you're interested in doing it, now that it's essentially free-ish. So the point is that that's a place for him that is specific to spending time with another human being and connecting on that level, not with the help of screens or letterboards or anything like that, but specific to him and you. The other big thing that is very difficult, you may have a child who's a chatterbox. I do not. He does his own gibberish and his own version of talking, but there's when you're in that space with your child, it's very, very easy to spend a lot of time talking at them. And this is the part where I am not good at the program, because I do fill in the blank space. But I'm going to encourage you to really follow your child's lead in this, with energy and excitement and enthusiasm. But if they want to do something by themselves or for themselves, you doing something that kind of mirrors what they're doing by yourself and then trying to engage with them every once in a while is a good thing. All right, so if you have questions, feel free to leave them down below. That's on my sheet. The initial point of this page that I gave my volunteers is that it is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be heavy. It's not, it's meant for you to be like, take the pressure off yourself, take the pressure off of your child. This place is for fun and enjoyment and getting to know your child on a different level, following their lead. And following their lead is not a bad thing. They liken it to, and I'm trying to make sure, I don't think I'm going ahead. They liken it to reading a book at the park. Okay, so if you have had a long day and you go to the park and you have your book and you're like, I'm just so looking forward to reading this book for an hour in the park, and somebody that you know, maybe it's a friend or an acquaintance, comes up to you and says, I haven't seen you for forever. We should go watch this movie that's playing. I know it's something that we would like. You would love it. You would so enjoy it. You would love it. and you're like, well, I'm sorry, I've really had a really long day, and I want to go and just read this book. Like that's really what I want to do. And that person goes, no, 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 you don't want to do that. You want to come and hang out with me in the movie theater. Like, stop doing what you want to do and come do what I want to do. You, as the person reading the book, would be so frustrated because A, they're not listening to you, and B, you're like, excuse me, you're not valuing what I am telling you. How can you call yourself my friend, or that you would even know what I would want? There's so much there, right? But let's say that person was like, oh, you want to read your book? Sure, no problem. I actually have a book in my purse. Do you mind if I sit down and read beside you? And you're like, no, not matter, go ahead. And maybe at the end of that session, you said, hey, you know what, this was fun. Should we meet here again next week, same time, just to read? And you'd be like, sure, sure, that's not an issue. Sure, that would be lovely. And you do that, say, for a month or 2 or 5 months. And then the next time, like say 5 months down the road, they say, hey, do you want to go watch a movie with me later? You're like, sure, that sounds great. That sounds awesome. The difference with the program, Darrion's program, versus that some of the therapies and stuff that we've had initially, those therapies, the initial therapies, were the first friend who was like, no, 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 stop doing what you're doing and come do what I want to do. Stop what you love to do and do what I want you to do. Dance, monkey, dance, essentially, right? And this program specifically is the second friend who says, you know what you're doing, what you want to do matters to me. I want to hear what you like. I want to understand the things that you like, and I want to do them too. Maybe that second person brings the exact same book that you were reading and that you are reading, and then you guys could have dialogues and talks about that same book, right? And so this Darrion's program is all about really focused on, I, as the person who wants to get to know my son, I want to know what he likes. I want to get to know his loves and his enjoyment so that I can enter into a relationship with him. And it's something we humans do for all of our friends. Like my spouse, when I got to know him, he liked all sorts of things that I couldn't have cared less about. And maybe that's a double negative, but I did not like them, but I did them because I wanted to get to know I didn't know then, but my future spouse. And I wanted to spend time with him in a way that he enjoyed. So I put my own wishes and desires to the side and then spent time watching the shows that he enjoyed. And I still do that today, right? And with autism, we don't take that approach to our detriment, I truly believe, but so much of it is like they're so different and so weird. He loves jumping and on his toes, and he loves candy like videos, and you know, he could play bounce for hours, where we take a giant exercise ball and throw it back and forth to each other. He could do that for hours. And the point of it is going, I want to enter into a relationship with my child, and so I want to do what he is interested in doing. And if we take that approach with energy, excitement, and enthusiasm, we are going to do wonders for our kiddos. So I hope that this initial first page was an encouragement to you, and we will chat with you next time. All right, bye-bye.